This is the issue. Rusty has a boost fin that he wants to put on his bodyboard so he can catch some big waves, but it was not charging. After putting it on the charger overnight, he suspected it had a bad battery. He asked me to look at it to see if I could do something. My first thought was the battery would need to be replaced. However, after I identified the type of battery the boost fin had, I could not locate a low-cost replacement, so I looked online for an alternative remedy. I found a couple videos on recovering failed lithium-ion battery packs using a fully charged tool battery to revive the cell voltage. The idea is that the battery discharges while the fin is in storage, and now the voltage is too low to close the battery management charger circuit. I tested the boost fin battery and determined it would be a good candidate for a resurrection because it had some voltage present. The DIY repair was successful, the boost fin is now working perfectly, and Rusty is planning to test it the next time he goes to the beach. I developed 20 steps to do the repair, and we'll show you those to you in this demonstration video. There is a printed version in the end of the video if you want to follow along. I must mention that there is a risk of fire or explosion when connecting the two batteries together. I had no issues doing the DIY hack, but the outcome could be different if there is a short in the battery or the leads are reversed. It's possible to have a thermal event where the battery melts down. There's also the potential to overcharge the battery if the safety circuit is damaged. Keep that in mind if you decide to try this for yourself. Do the procedure in a safe place, wear personal protection devices, take time to observe the conductor polarity, and be prepared to get out of the way in the event there is a problem. If you see smoke, there could be fire or worse, an explosion. So let's move on to the demonstration. This is step 1. Confirm whether the boost fin has any power left. You do this by using this magnetic switch to turn on. If you see a light, an LED light, then the likelihood that the battery has a charge. Step 2 is to check the charger output voltage. You use a multimeter to do this. It should be close to the output voltage listed on the charger label. This is step 3. Remove these 6 silicone rubber sealing pads on the bottom of the case. You can see it's glued in with some kind of glue. I have to figure out what type of sealant that is. This is step 4. Remove the 6 small screws holding the case together. Okay, so what we got is some gasketing material in here, probably the silicone. But you can kind of see it's going all the way around, so it's adhering to this base. This is step 5. Crack the case open with a putty knife. You can gently rock the base back and forth until it exposes the sealant in there, and then you can take a utility knife to break the seal from the sealant. This is step 6. Observe the cable locations and disconnect the battery. This is a good time to take a picture for reference during the reassembly. I've got the piece separated. This is a plastic. But the other unit is a die-cast material. And it's been sealed inside here with waterproof sealant. You know, it looks a little like silicone. There's a little channel there for the sealant. So I'm going to have to clean all this. What do we got inside here? Well, first of all, one of the things I noticed is we've got these little connectors. I think if I pull on it, it's going to be pretty easy to remember it, but I could always look back on the camera. Okay, so we've gotten that loose. I don't know what the next part is to come out here. That feels like that's where the battery's going to be at as they come out. Okay, so let's pull this up. It's coming out this way, nicely packed. And we're getting caught on something. Okay, so I've got these two orange leads here. They're hanging up, and they appear to be soldered into something. So I don't know if this is a separable unit. Could be. I don't really make it easy to figure out. So I guess we got to detach. I've got a little Phillips that'll work on that. We're going to have to detach this plastic holder here. It looks like it bolts on. Got a couple of little screws on it. See here. This is holding the circuit board up. So we're going to take these screws out, slide that back down, and hopefully the battery cover will come off. Alright, now that takes the cover out and you get the battery out. Oh, that's a little more of a trick. Okay, so the battery's connected. Two places on that printed circuit board. Just lay this down. Get this red one off, but I don't see how the black one comes loose. How are we supposed to get that off? This is step 7. Check battery voltage with a multimeter. This pack had 3.6 volts. That's approximately 15% of the rated capacity, making the pack a good candidate for an energy transfusion. This is step 8. Observe battery polarity to ensure there are no crossed conductors. This is step 9. Carefully connect the tool battery to the boost fin. This should only take a few seconds to reach minimum voltage. In this case, I wanted to get 15 volts. I repeated the process to achieve a 19-volt reading with the battery connected. .5 volts. Okay, I've kick-started it. This is step 10. Connect the charger as soon as possible before the voltage drops. The charger should have a red light on when it's connected. This is step 11. Let the battery charge for 2 hours or until there is a green light on the charger indicating the battery is fully charged. This should not take much longer than 2 hours. In this case, the charger was connected for 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is step 12. Reinstall the fin battery and control board. It's time to reassemble this unit. So the first thing we got to do is put the battery pack and this little control card in there. And it's really a tight fit, so you got to be really careful putting the wires together and everything. I'd take it back out and show you how it's done, but it was such a tight fit doing that I just got it set up so that I could put the rest of the pieces back together, and so I can show you that. But just be aware that you need to get the wires so they're not crossed. They fit just a certain way inside of there with this little circuit board and the battery pack. Then our next step is to put back on this clip. Went over the battery pack, like so. Then it also holds the circuit board. So you gotta get it just right here. You can see it's kind of twisted. So we gotta get our circuit board out into the position where it can line up with these holes. And then we got these little tiny screws that's got to go in there. Okay. There's one. This stuff's all really delicate, fragile. Here's our next one. And we got one that's lined up. There we go. There's the screws. Now we're going to put the nuts on. These are little tiny guys. Might end up needing pliers. I'll try it without it. Let's see, we got a little screwdriver. Small Phillips. I think the trick here is just to kind of take your time. Be patient, fit everything together. Don't pull on it too hard because everything's still wired, so the Hall effect switch is still connected to the circuit board, so it makes it kind of hard to pull that out. Could have gave us a little longer lead, but apparently it's just enough to do the assembly like what I'm doing right here. And you want to peel these guys over, and then just gently push everything back into its spot. It's hard to tell if it's seated or not. Oh yeah, there's a slot down there for the card. Once it got in the slot, it fit pretty good. Before we go too much farther, let's test this. See if we can get it to work. This is step 13. Connect the 3 motor leads and test the fin for proper operation. Well, it's working, but not getting a motor. You have to use this to turn it on. Boost, short boost, short boost, long boost. Okay, well, I would say everything's working properly. I just got to figure out if how I put this back together right here, and if all those wires were pushed down in that little holder. this spot would be pushing down on it. That's okay, but that means that this stuff's all going to be in the way. This is step 14. Remove the sealant from the case and cover. This is step 15. Loosely reinstall the 6 screws holding the base cover in place, preparing for a final assembly. There's no gasket, so the seal is going to have to come from the flex seal that we pour in there to top that off. This is step 16. Apply sealant between the base cover and the case. Ensure you get ample sealant inside of the cavity where the gasket would normally rest. Tighten the 6 small screws until the case and cover snugly fit together. This is step 17. Pour sealant into the 6 screw holes and reinstall the rubber sealing pads. This is step 18. Remove the excess sealant with a towel or paper towel. I used a flexi sealant here, and I think maybe silicone would probably work too, but flexi sealant I had, and it was in a can, so I had to paint it on with a paintbrush. That was a little messy, but other than that, it seemed to work okay. So we're going to test this, all right? So we want to fire it up. We're going to give it a test, so make sure this is all working. So I'm getting a red light. I'm not sure. There's the green. So you got to hold it for a second. Okay, I've got a green light, so that means it's in standby mode. So now I can press the... Okay, we're boosting. 3 speed. That's short boost. So it has a warm up, and then it stops. So now the short boost is over. If you press 2, it's going to be your long boost. You can hear it. It probably takes a while to ramp up. That's my long boost. Feel that. Green light. I'm getting the green light again. So you can see right here, we've got the green light. Everything's working. I think it's going to work for them. This is step 19. Let the sealant cure for 2 days before submerging it in water. This is step 20. Take it out for a test ride. This was an interesting repair. During the video I learned about boost fin and how it operates. I observed the quality engineering and am confident this device is well made. I think the manufacturer could do something about the discharge issue, like making it easier to replace the battery or changing the BMS circuit so it can still charge after long periods of storage. This is likely to happen when it's not in continuous use. I would not recommend doing this procedure at home unless you are confident in your electrical skills and are ready to deal with an event where the battery experiences a thermal runaway. So that's all I have for now. If you liked the video, hit the like button, and if you didn't like the video, then please consider subscribing, because you may like the next one. This is going to be Ron signing off. Bye.